The following is a presentation of William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. We are about halfway into the men's and women's basketball seasons, and here to break down everything on the hardwood is Brian Montiel, JJ Woodards, Bijan, Pulley, and Matt Goldman. This past Wednesday, the Pioneers took on Rutgers-Newark at the Rec Center. Brian, take us through this game.
Well, your Pioneers got the W at the Rec Center. We run through the Rec. William Patterson had 70 points to the 67 to lead us to the dub. We won the rebound battle 38-34. We shot the ball a lot better, 48% from the field compared to Rutgers, 39% from the field. And from three, we were lights out, 46% compared to Rutgers, 35. And Dave Martinez had a monster game to lead us to the win as well.
Yeah, this was a big NJAC victory. JJ, I'll go over to you. What worked well for the Pioneers in this competitive NJAC game?
I'm going to go with scoring, but specifically scoring in the second half. First half, we didn't shoot the ball good, 8 for 21 from the field, 4 for 10 from the free throw line. But we shot the ball great in the second half, 16 for 29 in the second half, 55% from the field. And then we shot 12 for 15 from the free throw line, 80% from the free throw line. That's winning basketball right there. We wasn't shooting the ball good in the first half. They just came out and played better. Like that's how you got to play basketball.
Yeah, scoring. They scored a lot of points, and that's how they got the NJAC victory. Bijan, I'll move it over to you.
Man, I'm going to go with Neff Valentine. After having a not-so-great game against Stockton, where he had 4 points, shooting 1 of 13 from the field, and having a season-low 2 free-throw attempts, he bounced back in a big way, having 19 points, shooting 7 of 12 from the field, and getting to the line 5 times, making 4 out of the 5. In a game that came down to the wire, this is where they needed Valentine's shot creation, and he delivered, especially in the second half.
Yeah, Natali got off to a slow start, so this was a big, pickup for him as he got hot at the right time.
Exactly.
Brian.
I mean, I got to shout out another player, David Martinez, 22 points on the night, 4 for 7 from 3, and he had 17 of those points in the second half. He was sparking. He had a big step back 3, got his own rebound to put it up, driving with the left hand. Like, he was just lights out and a big contributor why we came back in the second half and why we shot so well in the second half as well. So David Martinez really led us to the win there.
Yeah, you know what they say, shooters shoot, and he shot the ball well. Matt closes out for this question.
Something the Pioneers have struggled with is just not closing out games. They've struggled in the past to do it, but now they got their first NJAC win, and they're motivated. They outscored Rutgers by 8 in the second half. Rutgers was up by 1 late, and they prevailed. They did a great job. 11 times the lead was changed. That's sensational. Seniors helped win. Andre Wells, Tim John Balla, Dave Martinez, Neff Valentine. It was just a great win for the Pioneers. Now we're going to move on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, they closed out the They closed out the game at the right time, and they got it done when it mattered most. We've seen a ton of new faces on the Pioneer squad this year. Matt, I'll go over to you. Which rookie has a chance to make the mark?
I'm going to go Gianni Moran. Gianni Moran's that ultimate glue guy you want on your team. He does everything, the little intangibles you want. He's only averaging 2 points, about a board and assist right now, but he has the potential to be an Andre Wells impact player for the Pioneers. He's the ultimate hustle guy, and you need that on your team. This Pioneers team's young. They struggle a little bit, but Gianni Moran, since he got more playing time, they just look like a different team.
Yeah, JJ.
I got to go with Delani Hyde. And Delani Hyde is only averaging 4 points a game, but he's really making his impact on the defensive side of the ball. He's averaging over 5 rebounds a game, playing good defense. We all know the Pioneers have a problem with rebounding, but he really helps them in rebounding. But I feel like later on in the season, he'll probably get that points per game up more as he gets more comfortable with the offense.
Yeah. Bijan, what rookie can make the mark?
I got to go with Jack Goebel. I'm taking it back so in his senior year of high school, he averaged 18 points a game and was a first-team All-League selection, and he's already shown he's ready to contribute. Jack's a 6'3" guard that's shown he's not afraid to let it fly from deep and make it at a solid clip. The Pioneer team is one of the more smaller teams in the NJAC, and Jack would inject another player with size, length, and outside shooting, which you can't not have enough of, especially in the modern era of basketball.
Yeah. Brian, close us out.
I got to go with London Pope. I mean, we haven't seen much of him this season, but I think he knows his role going into the season. We lack a lot of size on this team, and he's tied for the 3rd tallest player on the team, being 6'5". He only plays about 9 minutes per game, 3 points per game, but I think he's going to be huge for us when it comes to size, when we need some size, need some rebounding, and when he gets his scoring touch going, I think he's going to be real dangerous for this team.
Yeah, he can be dangerous. Switching it over to the women's side, the women's basketball team currently stands at 3-1 in NJAC play. Brian, I'll go to you. What is the driving force behind the success so far?
I mean, I think it has to be chemistry. We have 7 girls returning from last year when they had that 5-0 run at the end of the season and just missed the NJAC playoffs. They're all playing with a chip on their shoulder. They're all playing hungry, and I think that they're just really a driving force, and they're also helping a lot of the new guys. This year we have 18 players on the roster. Last year we only had 11 players on the roster, and I just think the drive and the culture from last season is really translating to the new people this season. So the chemistry is just really there, and I think we're going to make a huge mark in the NJAC this season.
Yeah, I've said it on a couple.
So you can just tell they enjoy being around each other.
Yeah, I've said it on a couple other WP segments. You know, teamwork makes the dream work. So that, and they're having a lot of good chemistry right now. Matt,
it's going to be points off turnovers. One thing they do better than any team in the NJAC, they lead the NJAC in points off turnovers, 22.5 points per game. They're getting off these turnovers. They're just allowing the mental mistakes from other teams. It's a recipe for success. The other teams are going to 12 points per game. 12 points per game. I mean, the Pioneers just doing a great job in that aspect.
Yeah, the Pioneers are playing good defense right now. Bijan or JJ, I'll go over to you.
Whichever one, but I'm gonna go with defense. These leading Pioneers, they know how to sit on that chair. They play defense. They only allowing only 40 points a game. That is third in the NJAC, and they're playing great defense. That's why they're 3-1 in the NJAC. But as these tougher NJAC games go on, I believe that defense is gonna show up and show out.
Yeah, like I just said, they're playing great defense. Bijan closes out here.
I got to go with starting off games strong. So far in NJAC play, the women's team has either played really good in the first quarter or in the second quarter. Out of the 4 NJAC games they've played so far, they shot over 50% from the field 3 times in the first or second quarter, and the one time they shot below 50% in the first or second quarter was Wednesday.
Yeah. Over the break, the women's team will be participating in the Moravian Tournament, and as a first-round matchup against Christopher Newport. Matt, take us through this matchup.
It's going to be a bloodbath. 66 points per game for the Pioneers this year, 83.2 for the captains of Christopher Newport, 38.6 rebounds for us, 40.9 for the captains. We're shooting around 36.5 from the field. They're near that 43% mark, and then they outshoot us as well. 26% for the Pioneers, 28 for the captains. Sunday, December 29th at Johnson Hall. Be there or be square.
Yeah, Bijan, I'll go over to you. What do they need to do to come away with a victory in this tournament?
For me, I say they got to hold opponents under 57 points. And every game the women's team has won this season, they held their opponent to 57 points, 21 points, 50 points, 48 points, and 41 points. And the one time they held an opponent under 57 points and lost was against TCNJ, where they lost 50-48. If they can hold opponents under that magic number of 57, that means they're stringing good defensive possessions together, forcing turnovers, getting a lot of steals and deflections, and creating easy shots from self-transition.
Yeah, holding their opponents to a minimum is key, and I think if they do that, they'll have a good, successful tournament game. Brian, I'll move over to you.
I mean, I got to say defense to the points off turnovers and to what JJ said. We are the 3rd ranked defense in the NJAC. We lead we're 2nd in steals with a 14 steals per game average, and we're 5th in blocks with 2.3 blocks per game. I mean, this team is a real defensive team, and I think, as we saw, Christopher Newport are really well, do offense pretty well. They shoot pretty well. I mean, 81 points per game, that's ridiculous, but I think we can keep them down, and I think with our defense, we can win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt?
I gotta say, it's gonna be shoot the lights out. And it's not only about the 3 ball. We're shooting 37% from the field, 26% beyond the arc, and 76% from the charity strike. That's just not gonna cut it. Christopher Newport's a top 15 team in Division III. You know, just let your shooters shoot. Maddie Sierra, Bree Smith, Renee Wells. Let their shooters shoot. It's a recipe that's gonna get them the win.
Yeah, you named all those shooters, so if they just shoot the ball, they'll have a good tournament. JJ?
I'm going to go with forced turnovers, and Matt alluded to this. The Pioneers average 22.5 points off of turnovers a game, and Christopher Newport turns the ball over 19 times a game. So you're going to have to force those turnovers because they average over 80 points a game. So got to slow them down somehow, and turning the ball over is the way to do it.
Yeah, turning over, forcing turnovers is key. That will do it for WP basketball. We wish them luck over break as they get deeper in the NJAC play. We were going to head over to the Diamond to talk some free agency with Andy and the MLB crew next on WP TV.